Hello everyone, my name is Elaine Horn-Rainey and I'm one of the co-founders of Tympanogen.
My name is Derek Doshti. I am the Director of Strategy for Tympanogen.
We have developed a gel patch for repairing chronic perforations of the tympanic membrane, or holes in the eardrum. Our company is focused on the global problem of middle ear infection. This is the most prevalent infectious disease in the entire world, and it primarily affects children. Children are very susceptible to ear infections because of the way their bodies develop while they're growing up. And so often they will incur chronic middle ear infections. When this occurs, they must have a ventilation tube inserted in their eardrum. This allows the fluid built up from the infection to drain and allows antibiotic ear drops to treat the infection. Unfortunately, these tubes can leave permanent perforations in their eardrum. And this is a very common problem that ear, nose, and throat surgeons, or ENT surgeons, face. Over 1 million procedures are performed each year in the US alone to insert these tubes, and over 15% of these procedures will result in a chronic perforation of their eardrum. And these perforations are problematic because they can lead to infection, hearing loss, nerve, and brain damage. And tubes are only one of the causes of permanent perforations in the eardrum. The annual incidence of perforations in the eardrum is over 700,000 cases per year in the US alone. These result from other ear surgeries, from blast injuries in combat situations, as well as other forms of trauma. Right now, the only treatment for repairing these perforations is surgery. This can cost up to $18,000 and have success rates as low as 40%. Additionally, these surgeons have problems with the patch used to fill the perforation, falling out, and recurring infection. Unfortunately, most of these patients are children, so they are undergoing anesthesia, incisions in their ear, stitches, and long recovery times. So we spoke to ENT surgeons in order to find a better solution to this problem. They told us that they wanted a non-surgical treatment, so they do not perform these extensive surgeries on their pediatric patients. We developed a product called Perfix, and our company is dedicated to offering the only non-surgical alternative to the current surgical procedures. Our product is able to conform to the shape of any perforation, Also, the material properties are antibacterial, and they enhance the regeneration of the eardrum itself. This improves the treatment outcomes for the patient. Additionally, since Perfix does not require a surgical procedure, it can avoid those complications, and that improves the patient's quality of life in the end. So, we have filed a PCT application with Tulane University. This application includes the novel use of the materials for our product. It includes the property of the patch transitioning from a liquid to a gel, and it also covers the use of our product as a scaffold for the ear. We have executed an exclusive option agreement with Tulane to license this technology. So I'm going to show you how our product works. Perfix starts as a liquid. It can be dropped onto the eardrum through the ear canal. This liquid can then be cured into a stiff gel only at the site of the perforation. This is done using blue light from dental curing lights. Additionally, now that the patch itself fills the perforation site, this allows cells to start growing across the perforation. As the cells are growing, they start degrading the material itself, and the end result is that the patch is now replaced with a new regrown tissue. So we developed a prototype of this material and tested it with an animal model. We also worked alongside a pediatrician and an ENT surgeon so we could get their feedback during our prototype development. Our product healed over 80% of the chronic perforations in our animal model. This is double the current treatment procedure success rate. And this was done without surgery and without recurring infection. So to address the market, we're initially focusing just on the perforations caused by ventilation tubes. This represents 150,000 cases per year just in the US. Our company was contacted by the Air Force to see how our product could be adapted for military use. So we're then going to expand into the blast injury and ear surgery market. This represents another 110,000 cases still only in the US. Finally, the market is rounded out by another 500,000 cases of perforations caused by other forms of trauma. This brings the annual US market for treatable perforations to over 760,000 cases per year. And again, this is only in the US. So that we have not even addressed the entire worldwide market. To enter the market, we're going to start with ENT surgeons as our customers. ENT surgeons generally work in a private practice, and these private practices rent operating room space in hospitals. Eardrum repair surgery counts as one billable procedure. This procedure takes 1 hour to complete with surgery, whereas our product can finish this procedure in less than 10 minutes for both ears. The result is that the surgeon can now convert that hour block of rented hospital time to a 10-minute in-clinic procedure. This allows the surgeon to start transferring patients from the hospital to his own clinic. Now, the surgeon has time to take on patients that require more complex surgeries, and these more complex surgeries have more billable procedures per surgery. Not only are we going to make the ENT surgeon more efficient, we are increasing his bottom line in both the hospital and the clinic. We are addressing a new, previously unmet market. We are the only non-surgical treatment for a widespread medical problem. And as you can see, our competitors are Medtronic and Pfizer. Our competitors' products require hand trimming by the surgeon himself to insert the patch to the exact dimensions of the perforation site. This leads to lower surgical outcomes and longer surgery times. And those are both issues that our product resolves. This is our management team. I have a PhD in biomedical engineering from Tulane University. And I've been working with Paristu, who's finishing up her PhD in biomedical engineering. And we've been working together in the same lab for the last 4 years, developing gels for biological purposes. Jesse is a physician who recognized this problem in the hospital, and he contacted me and Paristu to figure out a new non-surgical treatment for it. Derek joined the team as a bioinnovation PhD candidate who is focused on translating research into the market. So the founders have a very strong research and medical background, and I've been leading the team for the last 2.5 years. But over that time span, we have recognized some gaps in our knowledge, and so we have put together a group of advisors and mentors to help bridge some of those gaps. Kevin Tahiri is an ENT surgeon at LSU who's been working with us throughout the prototype testing. Arthur Curry is an independent medical device consultant who used to work for Medtronic and Genzyme. Both Edward Karp and Drew Mouton are startup veterans who have seen startup companies move through their seed funding stages all the way through acquisition. And they have a combined experience total of 60 years between them. Shafin Khan at the New Orleans Bioinnovation Center has helped us with our business development. John Christie at the Tech Transfer Office at Tulane has helped us with our intellectual property protection. And the Tulane Business School has helped us with our quality analyses and our financial modeling. So this project started in 2012. We submitted a provisional patent through Tulane University. This gave us a $20,000 grant to fund the preliminary study that we talked about earlier. In 2013, we completed that preliminary study and then filed a PCT application based upon that study. In January of this year, PPD was founded, and we submitted a grant to the NIH to fund the next phase of our research. We've also hired PPD, a contract research organization, to help us with the regulatory pathway. I'd interviewed the team is going to be reviewing our protocols and our pathway strategy, and two of those team members have worked together at the FDA for over 20 years. So, and then finally, Kevin, the ENT surgeon, is going to be presenting the results of the preliminary study at the National ENT Professional Society meeting. So, with that, I will hand it over to Derek.
Thank you, Elaine. Here are the future key milestones for Tympanogen. We expect to apply for an SBIR Phase 2 grant, leading us into our FDA clearance phase. As Elaine already mentioned, we are working with PPD, Pharmaceutical Product Development Contracting Organization, which will help us in our 510(k) submission by Q3 of 2016. Afterwards, we will go into our customer acquisition phase, which I will speak about in the next few slides. Then we plan to expand our customer channel into the military, as our product has uses for blast injuries. And then from 2016 onward, after our 510K submission, we will have conversations with strategic partners where we expect to be acquired by 2019. So as Elaine mentioned, we are working with PBD for our FDA and CMS adoption, CMS standing for the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. We do plan to apply for a 510K on Q3 of 2016 for market approval. What's great about a 510K is that no costly human clinical trials are needed. Furthermore, with our discussions with PBD, we will be making sure that our product follows good manufacturing practice and that our labeling and packaging are FDA feasible. Our initial rollout will include these first two phases. First, we will publish data in well-esteemed peer-reviewed journals, such as Laryngoscope in the ENT field. Next, we will send our team of physicians to attend trade shows, such as Oto Expo, sponsored by the American Academy of Otolaryngology. These two phases will demonstrate the benefit and utility of our product. Additionally, we will recruit new ENT surgeons by sending out our team of physicians and sales force to set up didactic conferences at university hospitals within the nation. In order to recruit more new ENTs, we will be giving away a free test kit that includes the curing light and the patch. We will initially begin recruiting ENT surgeons within Louisiana. We are a company first started in Louisiana, and thus we have great contacts at the Tulane and LSU medical centers. Next, we will recruit ENT surgeons right here at the largest medical institute in the nation, and then expand further into Texas. Additionally, we will also go out to California, which has the largest population of ENT surgeons within the nation. Also, I am originally from California and have great contacts there at the UCSF Medical Center. The pricing of our patch is $1,800, 1/10 of the cost of the current treatment, which requires an $18,000 surgery. Our internal costs are $500 for the curing light and $15 for the patch. Thus, our product has a high profit margin. We are seeking $1.5 million to push us through our future milestones. We're seeking this money either through grants, equity, and/or debt. This $1.5 million cost will cover our R&D costs, new patent filings, our PPD FDA clearance phase, our customer acquisition, and our operational costs. As you can see in this graph, our $1.5 million will push us through 2016 past our FDA testing clearance phase onto 2017, where we will begin to start selling our product and create a total revenue of over $15 million by 2019 and expect to capture 7% of the surgery market. So as I mentioned in the future milestones, we will be having ongoing discussions with strategic partners after our 510K submission by 2016. These partners include companies such as Medtronic and Pfizer, which have a myriad of ENT products that treat tympanic membrane perforations. Our product is the only non-surgical approach to treat these tympanic membrane perforations, and thus we believe that our product will be complementary to their ENT product portfolio. Now, we have been highlighting that the ENT surgeon is our customer, but I would like to remind you whom our product is for. It is for the numerous children that undergo this recurring problem of holes in their eardrum. We are solving the pain of multiple surgeries that children and their families faced. Our product will reduce the recovery time as Tympanogen aims to set the standard of care for treating chronic tympanic membrane perforations. With that, I would like to ask for your support in helping us introduce Tympanogen into the market. Thank you.